Alright, so today we're gonna talk a bit about Elbaf so far.
Yes, Elbaf.
So even though we didn't get that many chapters yet, a lot of things happened.
Yeah, a lot of informations and very cool stuff.
I think it's worth looking over this since the schedule was a bit shaky. Let's dive right into it. We start the arc with a view of the Straw Hats sailing towards Elbaf with the giant warrior pirates.
Exactly.
They are still accompanied by Bonnie, Kuma, Lilith, and the dead body of the original Vegapunk.
Yeah, which is interesting. We can see it. I mean,
it is kind of interesting. Nobody really acknowledges.
It's true.
Like Old Man Punk in the back. He's somewhere downstairs. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. Maybe nowhere, but probably it will since it was showed, right?
Yeah, maybe they will get him some great, honorful grave in Elbaf. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes.
Would be nice. Would be nice to see, of course.
So yeah, Ruffy initially he seems quite bummed about his promise not fulfilled towards Vegapunk.
He was very sad, actually.
Yeah.
They were trying to cheer him up too, but
it's rare that he cannot keep a promise, so it did get to him. Lilith though tells him pretty quickly that things are fine because she's here and she's Vegapunk.
Yeah,
right?
she still has like everything we need, right? Or at least.
Yeah. She incorporates the person now. It's alright. It's alright. So, of course, this leads to a lot of drinking and partying. And
I love that.
Yeah, of course, always beautiful scenes after an arc, right?
Yeah, so you can see the crew like kind of living together, partying.
Letting off
too
the
much
steam.
tension. Yeah,
Exactly. So the giants pull out something they call absinthe.
yeah, which is crazy.
It is a real life thing. It is. It's quite a strong liquor made with a lot of medicinal grade herbs.
And super potent, very potent.
It is. It is not to cause hallucinations if you drink too much of it. So there we had a little setup.
And it's always nice to have like real life connections, as he always does.
Definitely. Oda likes his educational.
Yeah, so
content.
it makes it real too in the world building,
Learning about liquor. Everything is in One Piece. So, relatively short after that, we have a cut. And the original few members of the Straw Hat crew find themselves in a Lego castle.
Yeah, and a Lego castle with new designs too.
New designs, appropriate Viking-themed outfits. At that point, what happened? They just have new outfits.
Yeah, and we didn't see
especially
the
for Nami, it's like...
which was a very nice...
Who did that? Yeah, we fight transforming cats that become lions. Different creatures seem to be inhabiting this Lego realm.
Yeah, and that's when you see like the scale too, actually, as little we are in it, right?
Exactly. It can't really be a place for giants, that castle that we are seeing. And we get told by inhabitants that are actually humans in there, this is the land of the gods and the realm of all these animal deities. And what the hell is going on? Are we still tripping on absinthe?
Who knows? I was like asking myself. Let's see what Oda comes up with. I'm not gonna ask myself too much questions, and I'm just gonna see what he has in mind.
It was interesting. There was also this one chapter especially where there were a lot of art inconsistencies with their new outfits and weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
So people were like, are we still tripping here? This is just like a collective dream? Just not
I was thinking about that
first?
route too at some point.
Never know with Oda, right? Yeah. So we do find out, though, at the end of the day, that this is it was a prison originally, and now it's pretty much a playground of a fake sun god. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I was kind of thinking about that too, that actually might not be, the real Elbaf, and just like some room, right?
And then
at some point, it did feel off. I was like, is it really Elbaf? But it wasn't. Which is a very nice twist already, right? In the narration. Like that, you know, and kind of like a shell, and then we go outside.
It was like a little fake out.
Yeah.
And then you get... But we'll get to that. So, we do find out that the sun god is actually Rod, or Orodo, from the new Giant Warrior Pirates.
Yeah, which is very cool.
Shout outs to Teking. He actually called that just by seeing the sun god's shoes. That he actually had high heels in the same style that Rod was wearing from the crew.
That's really a nice detail.
He goes first. And Rod seems to be a bit of a weirdo, a bit of a geeky guy, but also a ruthless guy, because he seems to capture humans and puts them in his little kingdom for fun, basically, so he can.
Yeah, I think that's pretty crazy.
To be the sun god there. Yeah. His outfit is pretty badass, though.
Yeah, I think so too. He got a very cool outfit.
Yeah, he actually nailed the sun god aesthetic, like with the shield and the weapon. I'll give him that. He's good at making costumes. He was the same guy that actually makes the new outfits for all the new for the Straw Hats. Yeah, that's what we found out.
And there's a nice little gag too with Sanji, where he goes like, "Oh, so you undressed Nami?"
No, of course. Especially in these earlier chapters, I see a lot of stuff that reminds me of older One Piece, with like the traits of the crew really coming through, and they have these little interactions, you know.
I was feeling the same thing actually,
and that could actually make sense since Oda was potentially writing some of these ideas down the line.
And you have like that adventure feeling for real this time too, where they're like discovering what will be, what will happen.
It really has the feel.
Yeah,
it does. So Rod is the navigator of Hyruddin's crew, the new Giant Warrior Pirates. After the Dressrosa events, these guys actually became a subdivision for the Straw Hat crew, as the Grand Fleet, we call them today.
Which is already pretty crazy when you see like the whole fleet, and then you have them adding up too.
Yeah, giants in general get pretty high stocks. Yeah, it's true. Hyruddin pledged himself to Luffy. Rod didn't like that too much. Apparently, he's more of the, a bit of the racist trope that we have. Giants are better, and Captain, I don't want to pledge myself to
lower your side.
To little Straw Hat. So that's that. We've seen a little flashback that Mugen, that's the crow of Rod, which is actually put together name of Odin's ravens, Hugin and Moomin. So his head is Mugen.
Okay.
You get the idea.
Yeah. I see.
So once again, Oda
pretty
using
nice
real life stuff
and
putting his twist on it, right? So Mugen actually found the Thousand Sunny with the passed out Straw Hats close to Elbaf, shipping by themselves, and grabbed the whole ship and brought them to Rod.
That's how he exactly. And he was like carrying me like that, right? Like it's nothing to it.
Yeah, it's like even for Elbaf, that seems like a pretty huge raven.
Yeah,
because the Sunny isn't a small ship. So that's that. And since he knew who the Straw Hats are, but the respect wasn't really there, so he just did his weird little roleplay thing.
Which then, stuff.
Yeah. Rod also mentions something about sleeping mist that is apparently around Elbaf.
I noticed that. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So it's a bit strange. We don't really know if the absinthe knocked out the crew, or it was a sleeping mist, or it was both, or whatever.
Yeah, or
it felt
both,
a little
maybe.
bit redundant.
It's true, but maybe it's like for the safety of the island or something, so you can like access it.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
we
Yeah.
didn't see how we're gonna access it. We're gonna see like the other side of the crew who will try.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That could be a thing, like a protective layer, and then people just drift KO to the island.
That's what I was maybe thinking. Yeah.
Would that be something that the warrior giants would like that, even though if you think it like that's not very honorable fight thing, right?
It's true, and they don't really need a leader to like really securitize the place, you know.
Yeah, I mean, come on, look at him. But yeah, maybe it's just a thing around Elbaf, something natural.
Who knows?
Yeah. In any case, he uses this sleepy mist chemical to put the Straw Hats to an even deeper sleep, puts them in their clothes.
And
all
then,
that stuff.
They wake up. So we have like all the backstory from what happened before.
Yeah. We then cut back to the other part of the Straw Hats. We pretty much seen them searching for their friends for a little bit, and then also at some point give up the search.
Yeah, at some point they were like, they're gonna survive, we trust them, you know, like they always kind of do, or learn to do in some ways.
Yeah, I think so too, that this is a sign of trust, like, they're gonna be fine, we did the basic thing, moving on. They always reunite, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the strength of the crew too.
Yeah,
that they don't really need that hierarchy thing all the time to work. It's like this group forms, these two do something together, and it always works.
It always works, and even in East Blue, it's always Nami first. They had some kind of trust issues and stuff, and then they learned to now we get to just trust each other.
Yeah.
Even with Sanji too, again, right? When you went to Whole Cake.
Exactly.
So yeah, now we know it's like a really, really, really strong bond. Yeah.
After Wado even dares to ask Wood for help, everybody made progress. Yes.
Yeah, we're at the peak right now.
So we see them also read the new paper published by Morgans, of course.
Which shows more propaganda again.
Yeah. That, of course, he always puts his dark little twist. So, of course, Ruby is the murderer of Vegapunk, and...
of course, the villain of it all.
Of Egghead, of course. We also see an adjusted bounty, by the way. The one of Dorian Brogan.
By the best, the two best.
Yeah.
Our friends.
They were hyped up back then quite a bit as legendary pirates. And so it only makes sense that once they get active again, their bounty would get adjusted
legendary status,
to the current inflation. There we go.
The legendary type of bounties. That's true.
We do learn that it works pretty much like that in One Piece, like in real life. Inflation goes up, the numbers go higher, you know. And on the back to the news of Luffy. We see his photo in Gear 5.
Gear 5.
On Egghead. Whoever took that photo was also like props.
Yeah, they always take crazy photos.
Yeah. I wonder if it's that weird little guy with the mustache and the hat that you saw in SBS. Snapshot Attack, or whatever his name was.
That would be funny. The main photographer for One Piece, right?
Maybe he's somewhere in a panel in the masses. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and we had some very interesting stuff on the picture too, right? With the X you saw on the arm.
Exactly. There is this seemingly added detail. It even gets pointed out that
in the dialogue.
Yeah, Ruby is moving and therefore a bit unsharp in the image, but he has the little X
which was crystal clearly there, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so a bit of a sloppy Photoshop job, basically.
Exactly.
And the only person present there is Robin, that has seen the X thing back then in Arabasta,
Oh, that's...
but she didn't really know what it was all about. So for her, it's not like an especially important memory.
Yeah.
That's why she's just like, oh, it seems familiar, right? So Oda, of course, did that on purpose. The other guys that have the bond with Vivi did not see it yet, right? So you're gonna see that later in the arc. I'm pretty sure at this point that Vivi will come back into play in this arc.
Oh, you think in this arc?
I think so.
All right. What would you... do you think she will come in this arc?
Because this is a direct attempt to contact the crew from Vivi.
Yeah,
which means, I need something, right? And we all know that if a friend of the crew needs something, they're gonna come. So I cannot imagine this like being like 2 arcs later.
Yeah,
it won't make too much sense.
Yeah.
I think if...
I like it. Yeah, I think it makes sense. It's true.
Yeah, I think if Rufy sees the message on... Well, somebody will explain it to him. Like, hey, look at the...
Yeah, you have
the freaking X there, right? On the cross on your arm.
Like,
I think then we will be off. What? Picture?
Picture? What?
But yeah, once he realizes, I think it will be like, we go to Vivi. Or maybe she will land on Elbaf with...
it will probably, because I don't see them leave Elbaf. That's the thing too, to like rescue her on a rescue mission. We already kind of had
like cancel Elbaf mid-progress. Devastating.
Yeah, but I could see her join in somewhere in the narration. Always like the X as the symbol of it.
I think so. We're also gonna have the topic of royalty, family, and political stuff on there on Elbaf.
Would be very cool. Yeah.
Would be appropriate for her to come into play there because that's her skill basically. She's like the politician of the crew, you could say.
You could say so. Yeah.
Everybody has their role,
their own skill. Yeah. But yeah, interesting. We'll see about that in the future. Yeah.
Another thing that the Giants mention, we're still with Robin and the rest of the crew. They're still approaching Elbaf basically. They mention Loki.
Yeah, Loki.
So that was confirmed. They call him a cursed prince, like born cursed basically. Which is, essentially a usual thing in One Piece. I don't know how literally that is. But they call him a devotee to the darkness, and it took like all the warriors of Elbaf to restrain him.
Yeah, and then there's the dialogue too, where they were kind of shocked, like all of them.
It does seem kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. They were kind of the crew, right? They were like kind of shocked. And it's like, oh wow, it took all of them.
Because
only one giant is like already so strong, right?
Exactly. We had that as a big point that the Marine tried to recruit giants, and if they couldn't, they tried to make artificial giants because it's just so valuable to have these guys, even a small number, like it makes up for a lot of units if they train properly, of course. So we learn more about Loki, that he killed his father, basically, King Harald, which is I think he was a Norwegian monarch, if I remember right. It was definitely up there,
Right. I see.
It has a real life connection, but it wasn't like Odin. So Oda is once again doing his own thing with this. And it stated that he killed him to get a devil fruit that gets passed down the royal family.
Exactly, yeah. Which then led to the incident, right, of him killing his own father. Right?
Yeah, and evidently also eating the fruit.
Since he was, I think with the introduction, right, when we see him, we see him change too, right?
Exactly, yeah. There is the question how that exactly works. So we could have a devil fruit that just got passed down until like the right ruler was born. It's like a family treasure, you know, and like the king of kings will once maybe eat it, something like that, in their legend.
Passed down, yeah.
Or more gruesome, we have like a Big Mom situation.
Oh yeah, where you have to like, I know where you're coming from, yeah.
Yeah. Because as we all know, Big Mom didn't get her fruit normally. She actually, let's just say, consumed Mother Carmel and her friends in one of her eating frenzies.
So we have those two methods basically.
Yeah, we have this precedent that, you know...
Because, yeah, in the logic, the fruit would just appear somewhere else, right? If he would die, like, naturally.
Normally, yeah, but cannibalism seems to be an option.
Yeah. And I'm sure, we're gonna have all that backstory and stuff whenever the time arrives.
Yeah, I could also see that coming back, because Big Mom grew up on Elbaf. We had this first precedent of the devil fruit consumption, like directly from someone on Elbaf. So, you know.
Yeah, we'll see about how that all happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool introduction indeed in terms of Loki.
We already got hype in beforehand.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we get a little scene of Brooke cutting Robin's hair.
Yeah, which was very, very nice and cute.
Yeah.
It was emotional in some ways, right?
Yeah.
To see her like that again.
She went back to her pre-time skip bangs, basically. She does it to make the reunion with Saul. You know, it's just like, I'd hope he will recognize me immediately, kind of thing, I guess.
And now with the haircut, will happen perfectly, I hope so.
I'm honestly happy about it in general, because, you know, Nami and Robin, they had like a very similar hairstyle after time skip.
Mainly the same hairstyle and... mainly.
Yeah. So I'm happy about the change.
Yeah, and it goes again towards you were saying too that we're going back to kind of those more ancient One Piece vibes, right? So I guess that makes like the vibe too.
Yeah. There's you can also see that in Frankie actually. His design that he's wearing right now is not Elbaf style yet.
Oh.
He looks more like a cowboy. If you remember the panel.
Actually now I remember.
It's like the hat and the cool leather jacket thing. And you can see that his whole upper body, and especially his round shoulders, they have become much smaller again.
Oh.
He looks a lot more like he did, again, pre-time skip.
Nice.
And I'm honestly glad. I was never the biggest fan of Frankie's giant shoulder balls.
It's true with his jacket.
Yeah, I like him as a character, but I was never the biggest fan of that.
Yeah, he went kind of clunky, bunky, right? But now he slimmed him down a bit, which is cool, yeah.
And next thing we see after that is then Rufy's crew being chased still by Rodo, who's in turn chased by Gerd and Stanson,
the other ones,
two other members of the New Giant Warrior Pirates. I think she's the doctor and he is the cook, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so too, if I remember.
They talked a bit on earlier pages about what a creeper road is, basically. Especially Gerd was like, why did Hairu didn't even let him join?
Yeah, they were like that, kind of. Why is that crazy guy with us, right?
Yeah, Stanson is more chill about it. He's like, he's a good navigator. Whatever.
He fights with human beings and stuff.
Yeah, he captures some humans.
It's not that crazy,
it's
right?
It's fine. They do not like what he did, though, to the Straw Hats. Since they did actually pledge together with Hyrule to be the Grand Fleet and all that stuff. So they actually took the Sunny with them, or rather Stanson is just like carrying
it, yeah, like
over his head, which I don't know either. Stanson is like a really big kind of giant,
yeah,
or the perspective is a little off, or I don't know, because you know the Sunny is supposed to be a big boat. It's like, what is it, like 50 meters high or something.
Was it 50 meters?
With the mast, yeah, I think so.
That's good to know, yeah, so... I don't know.
It's a bit... but
I didn't really notice when I saw the panel, but...
yeah. Maybe. Otherwise, I think Oda did pretty well, because at this point we have left the Lego realm of Road.
And we see like the real like scaling, how like tiny, we almost like kind of ants if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or like a little bug or something.
We do see a very snowy landscape once they leave this castle. And a very long rope bridge going to the mainland.
And then you can see the perspective again, the way Oda does the tremor, like so tiny. And
exactly. Everything is massive, even just like the wooden planks of this bridge. The guys have to make sure they don't fall through the cracks, basically.
Yeah, basically, which already is like perfect scaling from Oda too.
Yeah,
and the whole design too he does, of course, like very amazing.
A bit the Jack and Beanstalks vibes there sometimes. Yeah, they have to.
Or like Gulliver's Travels, those type of movies.
Navi mentions how it's a dizzying sight.
Yeah,
basically, which
which shows you already like the
she's a navigator. Yeah, she's used to seeing like far distances, and but even for her, it's like
wow, yeah, it's insanely big. Yeah.
It is. It truly is. Our captain, of course, does stuff on his own. He feels. He feels
like always.
Yeah, he feels a certain aura, or he describes it as a roar. But I don't think anybody else really notices. I think Zoro and Sanji are kind of. But
yeah, he's like the main one,
Ruffy immediately goes after this. He's like, "Oh, see you later, guys," and he jumps down to this massive forest that is below the massive bridge.
Exactly.
So we see that this forest is inhabited by these big wolves. They're
very big,
appropriately sized for Elbaf
and stuff, yeah.
They're very bloodthirsty in first instance, of course. But more importantly, and that was like the banger of the arc so far, we find the Dark Prince Loki chained to Yggdrasil.
Yeah, which is like one of the craziest panels I've seen, like from a very long time.
It goes really hard. It does.
Especially with like the scale of Luffy, and then him seeing him like that face to face, right?
Yeah, there were these little edits that made it look like a Souls-like game boss.
Oh yeah,
a little health
too. And even when I was reading it, I always felt like really like a FromSoft game.
Yeah, he's like this little protagonist in front of this massive giant that's.
And the evilness you see too, you can feel like the art style of that did, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like, the dark one.
Indeed. And as much as I like Oda's goofy and creative designs, I'm glad to see a character that is badass and actually looks badass.
Super badass, yeah.
Because except from Kaido, it's been a while, but we've also seen enough Kaido at this point, at least personally, for a while.
And the Gorosei had some crazy designs too, right?
Of course.
Not very badass in the terms of like Loki, for example.
Yeah, exactly. I would argue he looks in his just normal state more badass than the demonic Gorosei.
Yeah, for
you
example.
Want to put these
two
against each other. So they have a little introduction, of course, as we know it from our rubber boy. He just goes like, "Hey, I'm Ruby."
Yeah, King.
Gonna be the king of the pirates. How about you? And yeah, Loki calls himself.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guess? What do you guess he calls himself?
The king.
Well,
I mean, that's what he says, right?
he mainly calls himself the sun god.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, of course.
Of course, we have like the fourth sun god at this time,
Mm-hmm.
at this point, and I wouldn't be surprised if he actually packs the power to claim this title.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
If this Del fruit, for example, is something that gives you like sun-like powers, like super strong fire fruit in some kind of
Yeah,
terms, or like
maybe.
plasma or something, So yeah, we also learned that he has a special bounty
Mm-hmm.
of 2.6 billion.
Which is it's pretty crazy, right?
It's certainly not a bad number. We're kind of used at this point finding Yonko and stuff, huge numbers. But still, realistically, this is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And special part, of course, is interesting. It could have multiple meanings. For example, that he hasn't actually done anything against the world government yet, or broken any law in that sense. He probably has never left Elbaf, let's be real.
We don't know yet. Yeah,
So far, I could
if
imagine.
he would have left, maybe we would have known that, or at least
But maybe
been in history, right?
Yeah,
Because if someone like that, like, is in the free world of One Piece.
It's true. And we never really get info on what's going on in Elbaf, of course, because they're isolated like one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still have little information, of course.
Yeah, so I could imagine that the world government knows about his power, and it's just like a preventive, like a bounty in advance kind of thing, like an estimated bounty.
Yeah.
Just because he's so dangerous, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's because of the power scale. I must be.
Yeah, maybe that kind of thing. We learned that he has been chained there for a while. I think it's 3 years actually.
Oh,
or was it 6?
6, yeah. I had
That's 6
in
years.
mind, yeah. 6
Yeah,
years,
okay.
which is already a long time. It's a very long time in the One Piece world, right?
Well, with the events, yeah.
Yeah,
For
well,
a giant itself, it's not.
Oh yeah, no, for a giant.
Let's be real.
The time is still here, right? So he's still gonna be there.
It's true. It's true. That also means, not to forget, that these 2.6 billions would at least get adjusted for 6 years of inflation.
Oh, imagine. Which would skyrocket immediately.
If he was just chained there for that long, bounty would be like the same. And Loki calls this the land of the dead, right? This frosty first layer of Elbaf, basically. Which is like, here are the fallen corpses of giants,
all the
beasts,
criminals.
like super metal explanation about this place, basically.
Yeah, and I love the art style again too. He did with that place. It's like a perfect thing for Elbaf, right? We have like the super dangerous zone first.
Yeah,
and you feel like all the scaling with those huge animals, and you see us very tiny, right?
and we're only gonna go up there.
Yeah.
And Loki also confirms that this is indeed Elbaf. Yes, which Ruffy is very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
But once he told us that, we get the first real shot of like the whole country.
Mm-hmm. Which was for me, when I read it, like another shock too after Loki.
Yeah, it's
like a killing moment when you read it, for sure.
Yeah, they're actually in the same chapter, so
it's just the next panel. Yeah,
that was a banger.
That was like one of the best chapters in terms of like introduction of an arc, right?
Yeah, seriously, the hype is real right now.
Mm-hmm.
we do learn that even though the tree does look a lot like Yggdrasil from Norse mythology,
Yeah.
it's actually the treasure tree Adam. Right? So it's the exact opposite of the One Piece world. Well, pretty much exact at least. Treasure tree Adam and the sun tree Eve. Right? That brings light to Fishman Island and stuff. We've never actually seen the tree itself.
No, we never saw it.
You know, Adam, Eve, probably important.
Yeah, it sounds important already.
Sooner or later, right? We're gonna get some more lore on that. And we see these different layers of the tree with most likely different realms, or even like, you know, ranks of giants.
Yeah.
Let's see how that exactly works, their society. We don't really know that. I could just imagine that, you know, the stronger you are, the better
higher
you're off.
you are.
I could definitely imagine that.
Yeah, and it's a perfect design too, the way you can feel, the way he layered everything. It's true. It's very beautiful.
We see the first layer. We are right now with Loki, and it's this plain of craggy mountains and snow. And over that, there is this towering tree, like multiple mountains wide. And if you just think about the whole scale, it's insane. This tree has to carry thousands of giants living on there. I would presume at least thousands, right? So that's crazy. I feel like Nami when I think about this picture. It's crazy. What's also crazy is the huge ass sword.
And and it's like 100 times more huge than the one we saw on Onigashima, right?
Exactly.
Probably even more.
that was already extremely huge sword.
So imagine that one.
Next to the skull on Onigashima, we have that katana. And now we have a Western style kind of great sword stuck next to the treasure tree Adam. And it's like at least half the size of the tree.
Yeah, at least the middle size, right?
Yeah. So if you consider the scale here, it's crazy. Like,
that's another thing, where Oda was like very good. Yeah, the way he showed us the scale, like with the Elbaf in itself.
Yeah.
And the sword, right?
He knew what he was doing, and I really hope that this time we actually get this addressed.
Yeah.
Not like in Onigashima.
Yeah, where it was like mostly decoration, I guess.
Yeah. Or we get, of course, retroactive lore about that. It's, you know, they could have a connection to store things. Maybe it was like the ancient giants that were huge enough to do this. Or another idea for Loki's fruit would be Surtur, which is a fire giant from Norse mythology.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, all right.
So let's say it's a mythical fruit, and it would make the already huge Loki even huger.
More, so I could probably eat
something. Yeah, he might even be bigger than Senwan Wolf with the gigantication fruit, even though he's already a giant. Who knows?
Who knows? We don't know. Yeah, but what's for sure is the sword is super massive.
Yeah, and he talks about ending the world. Basically.
Yeah, which is another crazy thing too. More shocking events, right?
Yeah.
So if you lose.
Exactly. There's a reason that he's chained to the tree.
Yeah.
And I could actually see that as a super epic scene if he actually grows to Surtur, uses the sword like flame infused, and use that to attack the tree.
Oh, right, okay. Crazy, series, but it's true that, it would look epic, that's for sure.
It would look absolutely insane. I bet.
I don't even know how or who would stop him by that point.
Yeah, maybe Gear 5 gets even bigger.
Oh, wow, yeah, who knows?
I mean, that would be cool. It's basically a kaiju battle at this point.
Yeah, at this point it really would be.
Oh man. So Loki offers our captain a deal.
Yeah, a deal.
And he tells him, look,
very risky deal.
Yep, just by itself actually. He tells him, look, up there is a village. somewhere is the key to my chains. And if you bring me that, I will wipe out any pirate crew you'd like. Right. He has the aura to make you believe, he like most pirate crews he can probably annihilate.
Yeah,
I don't think he's
immediately.
lying.
No, I don't think he did.
So yeah, that's that. Of course, Ruby would never actually accept something like this. I mean, if you want somebody beaten,
He'll do it
himself,
himself, exactly.
and not just ask somebody against a favor.
That wouldn't work, yeah. That offer doesn't work with Luffy.
No, that's not gonna happen. So, yeah, he pretty much explains him his offer, and our captain doesn't really care that much. He just goes on about how excited he is about being an Elbaf.
In Elbaf, yeah, and he can't believe it, right?
Yeah, we want to be here forever. Finally. And
we feel
yeah.
like that too, right? As we're reading, right? We're like, oh, we're finally here, right? It's confirmed.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty funny. We also get the moment where Loki actually calls Ruby by a wrong name.
Oh yeah. Which is funny, since Luffy is the one that's always doing it, right?
Exactly. Depending on the translation, we have different names like Lopi or whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
really
the
matter.
one I heard. Yeah, Lappy, Lopi.
But like you said, it's exactly the thing that he himself would do.
Yeah.
And in general, like the confidence they have in their goals makes them seem very similar.
Yeah, in some ways, I mean, you can say it, that's true.
And they were drawn to each other apparently, right? So they kind of get along.
Connection, yeah.
It seems, at least in his first few panels, Ruby is interested to talk to this guy at the very least, so that says something. So the Dark Prince tries to enforce the deal, basically, by calling for these mentioned beasts, like the beasts of the Deadlands, right? They don't actually seem dead to me. They don't seem like zombies or anything.
No, at least not the design of the artwork.
There's even some humans that somehow still survive down there.
Yeah.
Probably only because they act on commands of Loki.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Henchmen or something.
Yeah, they call him master and whatever. And another thing that's interesting is that these big animals, we see a wolf and a rather cute looking bear and a big gorilla guy and something else. And these are actually designs from the movie Strong World.
Oh, really? That's the design from them.
So that's the movie where Shiki does his thing with the floating islands.
Yeah.
And he enhances these animals to use them for battle and whatever, right? And so yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if Oda just liked these designs and wanted to...
I think it's probably,
reuse them for something.
I don't think there would be any connection, do you? It would be too much of a stretch, probably. Especially since not everybody like saw the movie either, right? To have like that knowledge to like understand, that.
I mean, you can still just put it in another context, but I would like to see Shiki in the present story. It would be cool.
It would be nice, yeah. Even though it would be a narrative why he would be in Elbaf, right?
Exactly, yeah. That's
kind
the thing.
Story why and
that's the thing that probably makes it less likely. I don't see really any reason
for him to
or how to bring him in there
or something.
Exactly.
Or maybe towards the end, maybe.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So yeah. Loki has like a little exchange with his henchmen, and once we like put our eyes back on Ruffy, he has already tamed all beasts and there's like petting them and stuff. He's even saying something like, yes, this was nostalgic. referring to his training in the time skip.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's used
another little
beating up huge animals, basically, right? Taming them, yeah. Of course, with the Conqueror's haki he has at this point.
Yeah, now it's not. Yeah, it's not a drag, nothing, right?
Yeah,
it's in an instant.
He doesn't even have to fight. It's just like a little
my
flip.
aura, yeah.
And they're subordinates, and then thankfully he's nice to them. That's basically all. So yeah, everybody's shocked about that. Loki also,
Loki,
in fact,
yeah, especially
quite a bit,
Loki,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And he mentions Shanks as a change of tactic.
Yeah, and then you see Luffy, right? He goes in.
Yep.
Don't talk bad about Shanks.
He calls him a coward.
Which is probably the worst thing you could say, right, in front of Luffy.
Yeah, and Loki is absolutely scheming. He seems to be the type.
Yeah,
he's described in Myth, as like a trickster and stuff. And we get hit by the little ... thought bubble before he actually says that. And yeah, like you said.
Yeah, he goes in very hard, Luffy. Yeah, he doesn't hesitate an instant.
Immediate big punch in Gear 4 to the face.
Yeah.
Loki, even though he has his eyes bandaged, though he manages to dodge the blow just by moving his head, since he's otherwise chained up, of course. And it's also a bit shocked, about the reaction.
Yeah, he didn't see that coming.
Yeah, some other people were also kind of taken aback by it, because they thought it was contrary to what happened at the start of the series with Shanks. Right.
Yeah, but Shanks doesn't do it.
Yeah, he gets insulted by Higuma. But the situation here is different, because it's not about Shanks himself. He's not there to take the blow or defend himself.
It makes sense to make that comparison. It's basically you're insulting my hero, the one who started everything, and I get to show respect, right, for him.
Yeah, somebody shit talks his friend who is not there. That's a different situation. Yeah.
And Luffy is like that, and he'll go in headstrong, right? Yeah,
and we see Shanks in the same first chapter, Romance Dawn. How he actually reacts immediately when there is a friend.
Yeah, when a friend is involved.
Right, so for me...
Yeah, it was an attack against Shanks and the East Blue,
Yeah, so for me this checks out.
Yeah.
Even though Shanks doesn't need the defense. Still, character-wise, in my opinion, this works. We have the moment where Loki just calls this whole thing a joke. And of course he's no coward, and come on, man.
Yeah, he goes backwards on his words.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say it actually.
Luffy does take this at face value. Because I think he's still intrigued by the guy,
Even though he was still mad, he was like, "Don't do it ever again."
Don't do that crap. But, okay.
But I'll give you another chance.
Yeah, I think somebody else would have just gotten punched.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something going on between the two of them. So we have another offer of Loki that where he tells Luffy that he has info about Shanks. Apparently he was on Elbaf recently, which we have actually seen as readers, and he offers more information if we get the key for him, right?
Yeah, which gives another reason to actually get the key and stuff, right?
Yeah, for this offer, Ruby is actually intrigued.
Considering it, yeah.
Of course, Shanks. Yeah, I want to know more about Shanks. What the hell?
Shanks.
But this is pretty much where we leave off that scene. And we have a little addendum where we see Hydrodine. He's back on Elbaf. Together with who was that called? That guy. It's another guy from his crew. Yeah. He's rather unremarkable looking, I guess. That's why I can not remember his name. But in any case, they are hunting a huge moose, what they call.
Yes, and they were saying it was harder to get it. I mean, you can only get it in that region.
Exactly. It seems to be quite an endeavor to hunt a thing like that. I don't know if you know, but real life moose are huge.
Yeah, they already are. It's true.
It's crazy.
They're more huge than like a pretty huge car, I think.
Yeah. People imagine it's being like around a horse size. But no, man.
Yeah, it's like 3 times more. Bigger.
It's crazy. I don't know about 3 times, but man, they're massive.
Yeah.
So imagine a moose on Elbaf, right?
Oh yeah, which is even crazier, right?
He also seems to be half raptor or something. It's not just a moose, like some kind of monster, which is also a design from Strong.
By the way,
yep,
connection.
Yep.
So, or
we
maybe
have that too.
Yeah, he just likes the design, but if it's like 2 times that he used those designs.
He was really intrigued by these, I guess. And they mentioned that they hunted that guy for the Straw Hat crew, basically, because they're anticipating their arrival.
Yeah.
And they're actually happy with their alliance. So they wanted to have like this big feast with the moose meat.
And apparently it's like very good meat too, very tasty, right?
Yeah. And it's a pain to move the thing around even because it's so massive, but
and you can see him struggling, right? Like carrying it at some point.
They mentioned some kind of weird method of transport that they don't have right now. Talk about Pinda or something.
Yes, that's true.
I'm not really sure where this is going. Even the translators were a bit shaky about that.
Yeah, they had like some kanji translation at some point.
Yeah, so we don't really know, but they don't have it available, so they have to carry the freaking books. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And as a last little panel or two, we see the news about Saul.
Yes, which is dramatic in some ways.
He has fallen and he can't get up. At least certain translators choose that phrase. I have a fan of it.
Yeah, and I was like already kind of worried about like the reunion, with Robin.
I do think Oda is playing with us there. Because we've seen Saul just like a few chapters back where he sees the news from Egghead and he's sitting like on the coast and laughing about it, and he seems fine, really.
Yeah, and then that's his panel he did.
So I think it's gonna be some kind of joke, like, he's fallen and fuck, my knee hurts.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, we're gonna look what Oda gives us with it, but it's true that he does make it like a little cliffhanger in some ways.
Yeah. I think he knew that we would have a break that we are still in now.
A little cliffhanger, towards the end.
To toy with us a little bit.
It could be, or maybe it has some very crazy scenario on it, but I don't think so. Yeah,
it's Oda, so I think we're gonna have a super nice reunion of Robin and Saul.
Oh, that's for sure.
He's not just gonna die.
Maybe
right?
he's gonna delay it a little bit for us, so we have to wait more. But once the reunion will be there, it will be one of the greatest moments. Yeah,
I think it's still down the line in the arc, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe something will happen to Saul soon after. I wouldn't rule that out.
Yeah,
but we're gonna
maybe
have
if it's relevant to the or something.
Yeah, who knows where we're getting with that, because people call him like a scholar, like Saul Sensei.
Yeah,
they
call
him the other giants. So with the books from O'Hara and stuff, where
why he was there too, and
people seem to be respectful of him. So maybe that guy was just like over concerned. That was like, oh my god.
Yeah, we'll see.
But that's pretty much where we ended up at this point. I think it was really enjoyable so far.
I think so too. It might be one of the strongest intros of an arc, or at least like has a lot of tensions already.
Yeah. I think so too. It's been a while since we had such a great start.
Yeah, I
for
think
an arc.
the adventure too, the adventure vibe where we don't know where we are. We need to explore, because there's some exploring too in those chapters.
Absolutely. It's really more a bit of the old One Piece vibe here, where we took some time to get accustomed to the climate and some shenanigans with the crew members. And massive land of Elbaf, Loki, Hyrule is his brother. How is that gonna work?
Family
Who's
conflict, political conflict.
Are we gonna get access to Sky Islands at the top of Elbaf? Is NL gonna come back?
They're all questions.
Who's finally gonna do something? I would love it.
Yeah, me too. Even though I don't have crazy expectations, I'll just like enjoy whatever Oda will bring us to the story.
I know
some stuff like Eno or something, would be great though.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Tonight. I'm Scotch.
I'm Rock.
And see you guys soon again.
Bye.